So this is Juscha, and she's gonna share her experience with some challenges that she has had, and her experience with sessions and some improvements.
Okay.
Thanks for sharing.
Um, it has been a challenging 4 or 5 years, probably the most painful of my life till now. There's been a number of different aspects to what I was going through. Some of them were emotional in nature, some of them seemed to be physical. Hard to know what was causing what in some instances, but it seems I have some sort of a sensitivity to Wi-Fi, wireless microwave radiation, and EMFs, and it seems like it has affected my dream life. I haven't had virtually any dream life for the last number of years. My intuition really seemed to have vanished almost entirely. I've had quite a lot of grief around something that happened in my personal life. What else?
You talked about just general depression.
Yeah,
Anxiety.
I've had a lot of trouble with depression and apathy, kind of a foggy brain too. So I met Elizabeth about a year ago at a retreat in Canada, and our paths have just recently crossed again. And so she offered to do some unusual healing sessions with me, which I really don't know what it is she's doing, but it feels like something is changing in me. I've been quite blocked and stuck in some fundamental ways, and I don't even know how to describe it, but we've had, I think, 3 sessions, Elizabeth, and after the first session, I have to say I kind of felt lighter. I felt lighter in some indefinable way. And I also had a dream. 2 nights later, after the session, I had a dream, which I so rarely dream anymore. So it seemed like that was definitely a result of that. And it may seem like a small thing to most people. And most people probably think, oh, you're just not remembering your dream. But it feels like it's actually impacted me, not having dreams, on some level of my psyche. I don't even know how to describe it. So having a dream was a relief. It felt really good. And I think it was also 2 days after that first session that I told her it was like I had a day of kizmet. And I don't know, it was like I used to have days like that, kind of not on a regular basis, but frequently enough that it was kind of a part of my life where things happened, like it felt like they were meant to happen. Like I would meet people that it felt like I was meant to meet them. I would have experiences that felt kind of magical, and I haven't had that in such a long time. Anyway, 2 days after that first session with Elizabeth, I had a day where I felt like that was happening. It wasn't any huge thing, I didn't have huge revelations, but it just felt like on a different level of my being, something had shifted and something was kind of flowering, and it felt really good. On another level, I feel like my mind is also a little more clear in general since that first session. And like there's something of a more of a brightness in my day. You also did some work on some grief, the grief and pain that I feel surrounding this painful personal experience that I had, and it is very, very deep, that pain. But after this session this morning, it did feel like there was a lightening of the extreme heavy kind of despair, self-recrimination, self-hatred, guilt over the ways that I feel like I failed at that time. The pain is still there, but I feel like the some of the darkness around it has lightened, and hopefully that means that I'll actually be able to start healing from that experience, take what it is that I'm meant to learn from it, and grow.
And how long have you've been trying to heal from this? For a long time, correct?
4 years.
4 years. So does this feel like a kind of new level breakthrough, even though it's...
Well, it's hard to tell right now.
Feel in the nascent stages of it.
It's hard to know. It just feels like there's some space where it had felt like this intense, compressed clog of so many difficult, painful, negative feelings, and that feels like there's a bit of more breathing room around it all, maybe. Not that the pain is gone or anything like that, but it just feels there's space, and that's kind of extraordinary. Yeah. I guess I'll also mention that just when Elizabeth is working on me, she's doing things with her mind and her, I don't know what it is she's doing, but it actually feels kind of nurturing. Like when you were doing the movements with your hands at the same time that you had your focus, I just felt like I was being cared for, and that felt really, really lovely.
Did you also shared that your hair is no longer falling out?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So I was losing a lot of hair this last month and a half. I feel like my hair has been coming out in pretty good handfuls, and you might think I have quite a bit of hair right now still, but actually I had really thick hair, really beautiful hair at one time. Anyway, after the sessions, the first session, I'd say the hair loss probably diminished by, I'd say, 3/4.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
that's a really
60% to 75%, I think. There's still a little bit of hair coming out, but it feels more like a normal amount. Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully that's a good sign that since these were sessions that have been compressed, she's just traveling through, so we've done these 3 sessions in under a week. But I'd say hopefully that's a good sign that that deeper healing is going to flower and blossom out of that, with the hair responding. I didn't even know when we sessioned, I did not know she had that issue. It was one of those happy situations where a healing occurs without knowing a particular symptom.
Yeah, so thank you, Elizabeth.
You're welcome. I'm trying to remember if there's anything. Oh, you did say there was we worked on a childhood trauma that sounded like that had cleared pretty so significantly you couldn't really...
Well, yeah. So a lot of my psychological problems stem from my childhood, as do many people's. But so it's kind of a traumatic childhood in some ways, and it does feel like after, was it yesterday's session? This yesterday's session?
2 days ago.
2 days ago. I think some of the fear aspects that I had, that like when I think about it, when I feel back to that time, it's kind of, it still has quite an awful feeling, and or it has had quite an awful feeling, and it sort of feels like when I was trying to recontact the fear and that anxiety and yuck that was sort of surrounding that time, Elizabeth asked me if I could try to get back in touch with that feeling. It sort of seemed like I was at quite a remove from it. So that was interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember when we were working, you were pretty distressed before you started and had wanted to work on that rather than the more recent one.
Yeah, because I sort of feel like that's the foundation of a lot of my troubles. That one.
Yeah, that would be
so that
the classic way patterns work.
So we'll see how that plays out in the future.
Yeah, you did really well, and thank you for sharing.
Thank you for working on me. Like I have felt very blocked, and this would be really wonderful if it seems like there's things I'm blocking.
And we'll check in with you.
Okay.
Down the road a bit. I was sharing with her that the sessions can take some time to fully flower. Flower.
Yeah.
But she's got to hit the road, so
okay.
We're interviewing now. Anyway, thank you so much.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Happy travels.
Okay.